Marquette, Creighton, UConn, and the Big East preseason player of the year from Marquette. There's a lot of these names. Like, after I saw this list of the preseason players, like, gosh, I forgot about that dude. Gosh, that guy's going to be hell to deal with this year. Gosh, he's still in the league. Here's the, oh my gosh, he's still in the league award. Eric Dixon of Villanova is still in the league? He hasn't graduated yet? Redshirt senior. He is on the preseason second team. The preseason player of the year, Tyler Kolek from Marquette, also a senior. He's going to be a handful. UConn did have the preseason freshman of the year on the guys' side. That is Stephon Castle. Can't wait for everyone to finally see some Castle. That will be great for everyone around here, but even better for him to get this preseason nod. Here's your all Big East preseason. No UConn. Trey Alexander, Ryan Kalkbrenner of Creighton, Bryce Hopkins of Providence. Remember that dude?
Yeah,
Bryce Hopkins.
he's tough.
Man amongst boys.
Yes.
How about this one? Remember this kid? Or should I say like 30-year-old man? Joel Soriano from St. John's, still doing it.
6'11", 255.
Still doing it. Now he's got Patino to work with. That's going to St. John's, y'all. Tough out. He's still in the league. Justin Moore of Nova, graduate, not even a graduate, just a graduate. Like, he graduated, but
like 3 years ago. They don't even put
like the Cal Ripken of college basketball.
How does Villanova keep doing this? They don't let their guys go to the league? I don't know. Eric Dixon and Justin Moore still on
They're allowed
Villanova.
to play until they get their master's degree.
Now you're wondering, where's Donovan Clingan? He did make the preseason second team All Big East 7-2 sophomore from Bristol, Connecticut, represent UConn. And also Alex Caravan of UConn got an honorable mention. He will be a redshirt sophomore this year out of Southborough, Mass. Can't wait for both those guys to get on the court. Tristan Newton was there as well. Huge part of the success last year. Some of the rare triple doubles in UConn men's basketball history from Tristan Newton, and a huge, huge reason that we advanced a couple of times in, obviously big reason all the games, but a couple of the games in March Madness where Tristan really stepped up and put us over the edge. On the women's side, believe it or not, even though she hasn't played in a couple of years, preseason women's basketball player of the year, Paige Beckers of UConn. Redshirt junior. Can't wait to finally see Paige get back and dominate. Now, I didn't even check the women's preseason poll. I'm just going to assume that UConn is number one. If I'm wrong on that, please correct me, but I doubt I am. Preseason freshman of the year? Also from UConn, KK Arnold. Can't wait to see her. We have got two, taking the words from Dick Vitale, diaper dandies at stores this year. KK Arnold, Stephon Castle, both point guards, both going to be fun to watch this season, along with Paige and KK. Oh, yes. How is there so many? Are we not doing a second team for the girls? Because
we want to put them all on the first team.
I guess this is.
How do you get 10 on the first team?
I don't know. Maybe it's a typo from the Big
they're on
East
the first team
website. Aaliyah Edwards from UConn, AZ Fudd from UConn, Nika Mule from UConn, all on the first team. Someone that didn't get a nod, who I think is going to wreck the league for the Big East women's basketball, will be Aubrey Griffin. I'm going to put her as an honorable mention, even though they didn't. Dumb. Bunch of jabronis over there making these teams there, Dave. It's a jabroni poll at its finest. Now, we did get some audio from Bob Joyce. He sent a bunch. I just chose a couple of them. Audio was kind of tough because there's so many reporters asking multiple people questions, and they're all standing together. So Donovan did get interviewed by Bob and or by the whole media. To be honest with you, he didn't give much up. They asked about his foot. He says he's on a timeline. He'll be good to go when the season gets started, especially the Big East season. He's high on a lot of the freshmen, and he did one piece of information that I wanted to share. He was asked about sharing time with Samson Johnson, and it was brought up that him and Samson will be on the court at the same time. A little bit different than what we saw last year with Adama Sanogo and Donovan, basically one on, one off, one on, one off. Can't wait to to see two bigs on the court at the same time for UConn men's basketball. Also, Bob talked to the preseason player of the year, Tyler Kolek from Marquette. I didn't get much out of that. I really didn't. Kolek says, yeah, we're going to be good. And, it's great to be here. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm working hard. Everybody's working hard. We're a bunch of dogs.
Val Ackerman had a lot to say.
What'd she say?
She talked about Gonzaga.
Big East commissioner.
Big East commissioner said that Gonzaga was almost added to the Big East this year.
Almost.
Also said that there's a possibility that the conference would pursue expansion in the near future.
Gonna have to.
This is the big news. This winter, they will begin negotiations for a big new media deal package between Fox and CBS because it expires in 2025.
UConn needs that.
Yeah.
UConn needs that. And, we're the only school in this conference that has a Division I football team. There are other football teams in this conference, but they are FCS, Butler, Villanova, and I'm probably missing a couple as well.
The current package pays each school in the Big East $6 million per school during the.
Did you say 60?
6.
Did you say 600? 6? Significantly less than any other conference.
Yeah, 6.
Significantly less. But at least it's something. I did get audio, though, that I wanted to share. Alex Caravan Bob interviewed Alex Caravan one-on-one. This is Alex talking about, and he had a great year last year. I think a lot of us fell in love with Alex. He can do a bunch of different things. As somewhat of an undersized big, it makes him the ability to play outside, guard a bunch of different levels, but also, like that Bryce Hopkins of Providence, he has to go inside and play some even bigger guys down low on the post. This is Alex talking about his role this year.
Yeah, I think coach has really pushed me on the defensive end just to continue to get better at that, and I think I've gotten better defensively. Just have to get tougher on the glass still, and then offensively just being able to put it on the deck more, whether that's attacking a closeout, posting up smaller guards when they switch my screens as well, something I've been working on a lot. So just trying to continue to develop my offensive game, but more importantly, my defense.
He's been a really great ambassador on the last couple of, I would say all through the offseason, really, as far as someone who's being the mouthpiece and basically being the the player that is talking to the media for the team. And I think this guy's role is going to get expanded more as a leader on this team than it has been in the past. But that also comes with great play, and he knows that just as well. I think Alex can work himself into second-team conversation if he plays real well and plays like he did last year. He's one of those guys, like they're going to go to the game plan, and first and foremost is going to be stopping Donovan. Good luck. Second is going to be stopping Stephon. Good luck. Alex is one of those guys that is going to fly under the radar in a lot of people's game plans and then break off 20 or have huge moments, huge shots. I just got a faith in this kid with the ball in his hands off the dribble and having a set shot for like a game winner or breaking a tie. I really like Alex Caravan. Thinks he's going to have a big year. A guy who I also think is going to have a big year that doesn't play for UConn and was the only unanimous selection to first team all Big East on the men's side is Ryan Kalkbrenner from Creighton. This center not only can go down low, but he will be hitting threes from the outside. This is a true NBA talent and cannot wait to see him and Donovan match up and really show me Donovan's versatility if he can guard somebody that extends the play out to the three-point line. This one's a little bit longer because I think it deserves it. This is Bob one-on-one with Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Brian, how long did it take to get over the way the season ended? And how much did it motivate you for the season?
As far as getting over it, I think I did not watch the rest. Well, I followed it, like looked at scores and whatnot, but I didn't watch the rest of the NCAA tournament. And then after the season was over, took a week or two off, and then I was good to go. I was ready to jump back in and get back to workouts. But definitely adds a little extra motivation. I mean, I'm pretty self-motivated anyway to go out and win a lot of games, but this definitely adds a little something for sure.
What's it like playing in a league like this where you have to have your A game every night?
It's awesome, and it honestly prepares you even better when you get to the tournament. Obviously, it's a winner go home, March Madness, so you got to be on your game every single night. But if you play in the Big East, you got to be on your game every single night anyway. So you kind of get used to it and kind of get used to playing at a high level all the time.
Is there a team or two in the league that you consider a bigger rival than another?
I mean, obviously, UConn is the one that's big-time rivalry with us. It's been fun games for my whole time here at Creighton. So Marquette is another team that has started to get a rivalry with. They're a great team, so all the games are awesome against them. But yeah, I mean, almost every game feels like a rivalry game here.
What's it like playing in here in March in this building?
It's awesome. My freshman year was COVID, so it was kind of empty, and then the next year I really got to experience it, like just people everywhere, just loud, just lights flashing, all of that. So it's awesome.
All right, this year you mentioned Connecticut with Donovan. Now he's going to have a bigger role for them.
He's good.
What's it like going up against a guy like that? I mean, you're both tall. He's got a little more bulk though. What's that like for you?
I mean, it just presents a challenge because he's a great player, but I mean that's part of the fun of being a competitor, an athlete, and being in a great conference. You get to go up against great players all the time. So I don't know, it's definitely a team and someone you got to prepare for, but just fun as an athlete.
He's going to be tough, man. He's always been tough. Creighton's going to be a tough out. Not only Ryan Kalkbrenner, but the highest pick from the Big East right now in the stupid NBA mock drafts that I follow religiously. Trey Alexander from Creighton is actually the top pick. He'd be top 5 if the draft started today and this mock was right. Big guys keep falling. Donovan's went from top 10. I've seen him all the way down to bottom of the first round. Ryan Kalkbrenner, I've seen as a first round. Then I've seen him all the way down at the bottom of the draft, pick 60. It's weird. I don't, it's weird.
Iguodaro from Marquette, 6'11". I mean, they got so many good guys in this league.
Marquette is going to be beyond reloaded.
Smart's
beyond
got a great
reloaded.
team.
He went out and had a great recruiting class on top of getting some transfers. Another guy we haven't talked about yet that's going to be a thorn. Villanova is going to be great. Don't forget about the Wildcats. Justin Moore, Eric Dixon, you know about. TJ Bamba. Bamba?
No, Bamba.
Let's call him Bamba. He's tough, too.
And Georgetown shouldn't be as bad.
I can't wait to see what Georgetown looks like with Coach Cooley. Yep. And Providence with Coach Cooley leaving. Coach Cooley.
What will that do?
Exactly.
Right.
There's so much there.
Now St. John's with Patino.
Dude, this conference is littered with Hall of Fame coaches all over the place. We haven't even mentioned Xavier. So, yeah, it's gonna be a fun league once again. Enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy it.
Well, enjoy these players, too, because they come and go so quickly.
So
I mean,
true.
I'm going to miss no Sonogo this year.
Yeah.
That one, that really hurts. Jordan Hawkins.
I'm an Andre fan, man.
Was amazing, but I think Andre Jackson will be the one I miss the most.
Yeah.
He was so exciting, always upbeat, always motivating his teammates, making his teammates better, so unselfish. I mean, you kind of wanted him to be more selfish at times. Didn't want him to shoot threes. That wasn't his forte. No, I mean, seriously. I mean, it's just, we had like 3-4 guys. I mean, when Calcaterra was in there, that was his thing. Some of these guys are snipers. They're mercenaries. You're bringing these guys in to do a job. Other guys are just so athletic and can be all over the place on defense and offense that they're going to have to replace a lot of these stars that went to the NBA.
Well, we got some newcomers on the team. I've already said about Stephon Castle. I think another kid that we haven't really talked about much, we have on this show before, but Cam Spencer out of Rutgers.
Cam.
Now, I do think that there's a learning curve for the Big East. No offense to people that come from other leagues, but it is a learning curve in this league. It's tougher. You don't get as many calls as what you may have gotten in other leagues.
Way more physical.
So much more physical. And the other thing is, there's no nights off. No, I'm sorry, Rutgers. You could play Nebraska and, play your worst 5. You might be able to win that ball game, but you can't do that in the Big East. Butler's going to be back and back to what they used to be. Coach Mata, by the way, at Butler, starting last year.
Did a great job in his first year.
I'm trying to think of the bad. Am I missing the bad team? I know
Georgetown.
Georgetown, but they got Coach Cooley, and we got high hopes for that.
It all depends on his recruiting class, and it's hard. You got to get transfers, but, I mean, how quickly can he whip them into shape in the first 10, 15 non-conference games? Big East is tough competition, though. It does ready these guys for the next level if they're good enough to go there. I mean, that's the one thing. I think if Sanogo may have played somewhere else, he's not as good. His footwork from one year to the next got so much better because he knew he had to get rid of that shot quickly. And we've talked about that so much going back, 5 years ago. I mean, some of our big men putting the ball on the ground was the worst thing that they could do. I mean, grabbing it and putting it up quickly is huge in this league.
Let's talk about Donovan. We love Donovan. But he's only played 15 minutes a game.
Yep.
He was coming. He was the relief pitcher for the starter Sanogo. When Sanogo's roughing him up, he's coming in, and they're may have a couple of fouls on him already. They're obviously a lot more tired than he is coming off the bench.
And he could expel more energy because he knew he was going to get a rest quickly.
Right.
Sanogo's coming back in a few minutes, so I could really exert a lot of energy right here. Where now, if I have to play 30, 35 minutes a game, what do I got left in the tank at the end of the second half?
Yeah, two things that I'm interested in. One being his shooting range. Like, will he be able to take the ball off a dribble and pull up at any point? Or is it going to be a back to the basket all the time for Don every single time down the court? The other thing is, this dude was top 10 in blocks per game with those 15 minutes. What's it going to be like when he gets 30? Is he going to get 8 blocks per game? Is he going to set some kind of regular season NCAA record blocks per game?
And trust me, the fans watching men's UConn for the last 20 years have been so spoiled with the way we play down low. The blocks. I mean, almost every year we're top 5 in blocking shots in college basketball in D1. It's absurd, but it's been amazing to watch them.
And Samson Johnson is going to join the fold as well in that category.
What's Samson, 6'11"? I'm hoping he grows a little bit because I think, and I'm not kidding when I say Klingon grew.
I think so too. He definitely got bigger.
He's 280.
He put
on 30 pounds. That kid is built now.
I'm super excited for him. Hopefully this foot thing heals fast and he can get back on the court because he's going to need conditioning because he's going to play twice as much of what he did last year.
And these guys are going to wear him out now. They know how good he is. So these big guys, these Kalkbrenner, guys like that are going to be like, hey, I've got to make more bones against this guy now because the NBA is looking at me.
Now, you bring up Calcaterra, and I thought Joey was a spark off the bench. And that is, we'll see who that is. But
Sam Spencer.
I'm rooting for that, maybe.
Yeah.
But we'll find out real quick of who that 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, maybe even 10th man, because this team's going to go deep. The style of defense they play is not going to change just because there's different personnel. Coach Hurley has not changed that 41 defense with man all the way. I'm just saying 41 because that's what I used to call it, but man, full court pressure in your face. That's not going to change, so you're going to need bodies to keep throwing out there.
Al Gattuso joined us earlier. It was fantastic talking some New York sports. We're going to play that for you now. So if you didn't hear it, you're going to hear it now, and you're going to enjoy it just like we did doing it live a couple hours ago. So it's the Rob Dibble Show with Ben Darnell on your afternoon drive with Kurt and